turn this down. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Sky. Hold on, I don't remember even meeting my client. Your Honor, what is Mr. Sky accused of? Not existing. You would do well to remember what your client is being accused of, Mr. Wright. Honestly, I don't even remember taking this case. It's almost as if I was kidnapped. Wait, did you say not existing? How is anyone crying? Either a man exists or he doesn't. It's kind of simple. You can't blame a person if he exists or not. This isn't about a person, it's about the sky. Surely you don't mean the literal sky. It is in our atmosphere. That is precisely what I mean. Whose idea was this? Out of all the actual problems that our society is facing, this is what we choose to make a big deal over. It was me. I decided to make a deal about it. Can I ask why? Because the sky's fake. It's just a TV screen that the government uses to watch it. It's all fake. That's just absurd. Out of anything you could have said to call the sky fake, you decided to pull that government conspiracy out of your ass. There will be no vulgarity in my court. Yeah, sorry, Your Honor. Besides, we haven't even introduced the prosecution yet. There's no way they got a prosecutor for this case. Seriously, what kind of attorney would come in here and try to prove that the sky is fake? Edward, what are you doing here? I have no clue why I'm here, but apparently I'm supposed to prove the sky is fake for this lady. Women, am I right? Enough of this nonsense. Is the prosecution ready? The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Is the defense ready? Not really, but let's just get this over with. Good enough for me. You may begin with your testimony, Miss Alex. Alright, what has she got to say? So in the beginning, I never believed in the flat earth or any other conspiracy theories like that. This was until I started talking about conspiracy theories and a bunch of people said that we live in a firmament and that we live in a dome. That we live in a dome and that we live in... Oh my god. Okay, calm down, Lee. And this is when I started realizing all these little coincidences. And the TV shows like The Simpsons and The Hunger Games and literally everything talks about that we live in a dome. And then I started realizing that is the only thing that makes sense. Very well then. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. This again? So in the beginning, I never believed in the flat earth or any other conspiracy theories like that. Hold it! Relevance? How does that pertain to this situation? She's trying to say that she wasn't always a moron, obviously. You're supposed to be on my side in this. Right. She's trying to say that she was merely misinformed. This is until I started talking about conspiracy theories and a bunch of people said that we live in a firmament. And I said we live in a dome. We live in a firmament? The definition of firmament reads, the heavens or the sky, especially when regarded as tangible thing. Of course, we could take the definition to the biblical aspect, which in that case, a firmament would be a vast solid dome created by God on the second day of his creation of the world to divide the primal sea into upper and lower portions so that the dry land could appear. So technically, yes, we do live in a firmament. Not that kind of firmament. What she's talking about is basically flat earth, but with extra steps. Basically, it's about how we live in a dome and some part editing and how the government is watching us through a TV screen. And apparently, that's what the sky is. A TV screen that the government uses to watch us. Like I said, I'm just confused as you are. Well, in case, we technically do live in a dome. I don't know about the TV screen thing, but we'll look beyond that for now. The Earth is basically two domes slapped together to make a sphere. That dome that we see is just the sky dipping into the horizon. And if you notice, the dome constantly surrounds us, no matter where we go. Why? Because the Earth is endlessly curved. You're all just shameful, that's it! But not even you could explain why the Hunger Games and the Simpsons both said that we live in a dome. I can explain that just fine. Now this may come as a shock to you, but both are a work of fiction. Meaning that their words don't exist, just like the flat Earth. In fact, The Simpsons is a series that exists to make fun of crap like Flat Earth Society. So maybe the fact that they live in a dome is just a certain way to make fun of you. Of course, I've never really seen The Simpsons, so I wouldn't know if they live in a flat Earth or not. I thought you were on my side. Oh, screw that. I'm tired of trying to make logic out of your eyelash. Well, welcome to the winning team, I guess. Yeah, it's about time. You can't just change sides like that. And you can't make a case whether or not the sky is real. What exactly we're suing anyway? I mean, we can't really sue the sky now, can we? It's because it doesn't exist. Wait. We can't sue the sky because it's not living baby up because it doesn't exist. Enough. If no one will represent Miss Alex, then I have no choice but to drop the objection. I will represent Miss Alex. How are you not in prison right now? That isn't relevant for this case, but it's very relevant for my well-being. Let us focus on the case for now, shall we? That's more than okay with me. Who let him bring a gun into this courtroom? Doesn't matter. Let's just get this over with. Now, Miss Alex was onto something, but the problem is she lacked evidence. I, for one, have gathered multiple instances to see if you unenlightened sheeple can explain these unnatural occurrences. For instance, a full circle rainbow. All rainbows are a full circle. Although you can't see the full circle all the time, that's because it cuts off at the equator. That's why most of the time you only see a full rainbow in an airplane. Even a toddler could have told you that. You always have an explanation for it. When will you imbeciles learn to open your eyes? For instance, can you explain why we see a reflection that moves around when you point your camera at the sun? And can you explain why the sun changes shape when you zoom your camera in on it? Didn't think so. We have explanations for both. The reflection you're seeing is the phone's camera. That's why it moves around when you move your phone's camera around. Go do it on a light bulb in your house. You'll get the same results. Same thing with the sun changing shape, too. Your camera isn't an eyeball. It doesn't know what it's looking at. Therefore, when you zoom in on something, it changes because its focus is on something different. Again, go into your house and zoom in on a light bulb. I promise you'll get the same results. God damn it, you always have an explanation for it. Damn, you can't open your eyes and see that truth in front of you. Oh my, I think we broke him. Good. He deserves it. If you didn't agree with us, you could have just left. You didn't need to make it a big deal. Excuse me? You're the reason it's a big deal. You're the one who brought us here. Don't be putting it on us. This is your fault. Enough. Your Honor, have you reached your verdict? Oh, right. Yes. Well, since not a living being and therefore can't be sued or anything, I'll declare it not guilty. Oh, so that means this whole thing was a waste of time. Yep, I lost valuable brain cells for no reason. Me too, buddy. Me too.